Hello friends. So we have seen in our last class of honor and reputation. What is honor? It is revealing or expressing the worth and value of a person, merit of a person without a fault, without disadvantage, without a fault. What are the possible faults that can come in when you are expressing your value, your worth and merit? First is you can have selfish interest. Selfish interest in doing something great. The second one is publicity crazy. You can be publicity crazy. Understand? So these are possible faults. And the highest honor you will get when you do something new. Or when you complete something that has been left unfinished. So that unfinished. Third is you make something better which has been done in a very clumsy way. So these are the three ways. And then it says, great fame comes to you if you do something pleasing all types of people, combinations of people, or people who have got different attitudes. These are the points that we saw. And today we have 7.6. A man is the ill husband. Husband means manager. So ill husband means bad manager. Bad manager, ill husband. When towards the end of her life, Cleopatra said like this. Mark Antony, their relationship said, husband I come. Husband I come. There's no proof or no record in history that they were married. But she says, husband I come. That means my manager. So a man is like the ill husband of his honor that entereth into any action. The falling wherein may disgrace him more than the carrying of it through can honor him. So here two things. One is carrying on, continuing a project. The other is, the end result is falling, means a failure. So you have two very good examples, and notorious examples we can say in the history of independence struggle. One is Robert Clive, supposed to be the founder of, he carried off it through can honor him. He did not get honor or he could not enhance his reputation because he had to undergo a trial in England. So he did something but he failed, falling. Same with General Dyer, who unleashed violence upon a crowd. You can say not a rebellious crowd anyhow. History says like that. Not a revolutionary, not revolutionaries. But they were all people who had gathered there to express their protest. But what happened? Without any provocation, General Dyer ordered to shoot them. And you know, history is a dark day and a dark mark. Understand? So here what happened is that they carrying off it through, they carried it through, but they did not get the honor. Both of them underwent trial. See? And but what happened is they did something, but they fell, falling. So such people, they are bad managers of their honor. That's the point. You do something, but ultimately you fail or you fall from your status. Both of them were demoted. So therefore, that's a very big example. Honor that is gained and broken upon another had the greatest reflection like diamonds cut with facets. That is, you gain honor by doing something. The next moment you do something and then you fail. You attract disgrace. That is, only for 2 or 3 days or weeks, the honor that you gain has life. Because the next time when you pick up something, you fail. That he says compares to diamonds cut with the facets. Diamonds. See, diamonds you can have this way or this way. Facet means the face of the diamond. Here you can see it is comparatively, the face is comparatively, you can see, wider, but here it is too small. So if you cut diamonds in this way, small, then it will shine only for just 1 minute. But on the other hand, here it will last for some time. That is diamonds cut with the facets means. Facets is not an instrument, cut in small size, that's the meaning. That's suppose you have got a big gold chain around your neck and a very small one. See that? The small gold chain will not attract anybody. But the big one, say 10 sovereigns, 20 sovereigns and so on, it will attract people. Exactly like that here. He said, that honor is short-lived. That what honor? The honor that you gain in one thing and lose in another is very short-lived. It is like the brilliance of just like a short-lived brilliance or quick brilliance of a diamond which has got a very small face or a small side, you can say. And sentence 8. How do you enhance your fame and reputation? Direct followers and servants help much to reputation. Only direct followers who are actually with you always, and also servants in your household. They can go around saying, oh, he's a great man, he has done this thing, that thing, and so on. They are the people, not of this. And he quotes from Latin on this, omnis fama ad domesticis emanat. Omnis fama ad domesticis emanat. So that is it. Same thing. Omnis means all. The omnibus in bus where all can go. Fama, fame. Whose fama? That is the title of one of the books written by Chaucer. Whose house of fame? Whose H-U-S? Whose fama? That is house of fame. House of fame. And omnis or fama of fame are domesticis. Domestic. English word domestic. Cow is a domestic animal. Means house. Emanat. Emanat means comes from. So all the fame comes from home. That is your direct followers and also your servants. And then he says, what will take away the shine of your glory or your reputation of honor? Envy, will and there is the villain, envy. Envy, which is the canker of honor. Worm, cankerous. Rose flowers, beautiful rose flowers. Inside you will find a canker. Mango fruit. Very often you find a canker inside that. If you don't tender it properly, look after it properly. So canker of honor is best extinguish envy. Envy is the canker of honor, the villain. Because people cannot suffer a person coming up in life. Oh, intolerable. I remember one day I had a friend who used to write good stories. And I told one of my friends, see that gentleman, now he is in the editor of a newspaper which has got tremendous circulation. You know, he writes novels also. Then the other one told me, hey, I know him. He is copying in plagiarism. He is copying it from other Odesis. Because he cannot think of that man coming up in life as a novelist. This happens in what even people of same profession, envy. It's envy. But evolution says that that is very good. Because, why? Because it helps survival of the fittest. There should be people to envy you. Only then you will come up, you will outshine. So that is important for survival of the fittest. If you look at it in a positive way. But here it is not like that. Here it's a canker. How to extinguish it, put it down? By declaring a man's self in his ends rather than to seek merit than fame. If somebody is envious of you, you should say, see, I am just trying to express my merit. I don't want any fame. I am not doing this for fame, just for my interest. So, that's one way of withstanding attacks of envy. Understand? That's one way. You should say that extinguished by declaring a man's self in his ends rather to seek merit than fame. You should declare that somebody is, suppose that man says to my friends, hey, you are doing, this is plagiarism, you are copying from other authors. Then he can respond like this, oh, my dear friend, I'm just trying to see whether I can become a novelist or not. Oh, I don't want any fame. Then hearing this, the man who was envious of the budding novelist will think, let him do whatever you want. Listen. Another way of escaping from envy is attributing a man's successes rather to divine progress. You become so humble. Then you say, so God, without God I cannot do anything. Without God I cannot do anything. So that way you can escape. I am very simple. I don't know anything. But God helps me. So the envy will be redirected to God, not you, directly to you. Rather divine providence and felicity than to his own virtue or policy. You should say, not my virtue, not because I am doing it, my policy. My policy means my effort. It is gift given to me by God. Felicity, providence and felicity. That is it. Rather to divine blessing, felicity, blessing. It is divine providence and blessing. Thus you can escape from envy. It's a huge problem. Everywhere you will find this. And especially you will find this people doing the same profession. You might have come across many people. Yeah. So that's it. So today we have seen a man is a bad manager of his fame and honor if he, although he completes a project, the net result is his fault. Then he is an ill manager of his fame. He completes the project, but it ends up in his fault. Robert Clive and General Dyer, these are two good examples. And notorious examples we can say. Okay. Another thing is that some days honor gained in one will be lost in another action. And that he compares to diamonds cut with facets. Facet means small face. See, as I already told you, this is big face, this is small face. So it will shine one click. Like a globe. That's another point. Then, if you want to enhance your fame, you have to depend upon your direct followers and servants. That's what domesticis. Domesticis. Omnis fama ad domesticis emanat. All the fame comes from your home. Means members of your home. And lastly he says, for today, there is a canker, a worm, and that is envy, that you can somehow prevent by saying, declaring your end, your ends, not your end. Your ends. Means your ends means what? Your aim, your goal. What is your goal? You should say, see, I am just expressing my, see, I am just trying whether I can do something. I don't want any fame. Then that person will be somewhat happy. Another is that you should say, you attribute it to God straight. The blessing and the providence of God, the providence and felicity divine than to my virtue or my ability. That will also calm down that envious person. Otherwise it is burning. There is a saying in our part of the world, there is no medicine for, there is no cure for envy and baldness. Baldness, you know. Hair, no hair. This baldness. Bald, B-A-L-D, any double S, baldness. There is no cure for that. All you have to, I don't know whether you have got in modern medicine any cure for baldness. But for envy, there is no cure. All what you can do is take a different path. That is, don't attack him directly. There's no point in attacking him directly. First, you can either say that, oh, my goal is to something to. Or you can say, this is all gift of God. Thus you can escape. Almost you see what happens is in 25, 20, 21, 23 lines, sentences, Francis Bacon, he has brought in all aspects of honor and reputation. How to gain, what are the faults, see what are the faults, then you have got how to become great, actually great and famous. And then you can see how to deal with people, listen, and how when you become bad manager of your fame. Another, if you gain in one, sometimes you will lose in another. Your fame and name, it can become, you become famous, your name become famous only through your mouths of your servants and direct followers. And then the canker of fame is envy. Perfect. Okay, see you again. Till we meet again, let's remember this, keep distance to keep corona away. Take care of your health. Bye. Have a nice day.